Ohayou gozaimasu from the 46th edition of the Tokyo Motor Show. We are at the Mazda stand, and behind me, the car under the covers is the first all-electric offering from Mazda. Mazda has resisted the electrification for a fair bit, concentrating on refining the combustion engine. But being late to the scene doesn't mean they are behind. Being late to the scene means you can learn a lot from what others have done over the past few years, and hopefully the Mazda solution to an all-electric car will be quite an exciting one. If you're wondering why Mazda decided to go with the MX nameplate for the MX-30, apart from just the parallels to the MX-5 Miata, in the 80s or 90s, Mazda actually made two very distinctive coupes. They were the MX-3 and MX-6, and these two coupes actually represented the best of styling and performance from Mazda. By using the MX nameplate for the MX-30, Mazda is trying to show a new value and a new trend for electric vehicles. The front of the MX-30 actually looks quite different from the CX-3 or the CX-5 because the grille opening is actually far smaller. Obviously, being an electric car, it doesn't need that big of a grille. Now, the profile of the MX-30 is quite interesting. It has this two-tone effect from the shoulder line upwards, and because it doesn't have a B-pillar per se, the rear roof line actually slopes down quite dramatically to the rear hatch. I think Mazda has succeeded in achieving a very coupe-like profile, even though this is actually a tall riding crossover. I think the best angle to admire the MX-30 is from the back. It looks a little bit like the CX-3, but those tail lamps are entirely different, and they are really expressive and very 3D in character. I like the fact that Mazda has kept the body cladding at the lower portion of the body very chunky, and it has this very SUV vibe. So it does look a little bit robust actually, but we all know that this car will probably never go off-road. The unveiling of the MX-30 at the Tokyo Motor Show also saw the debut of the e-Skyactiv powertrain. The MX-30 is powered by a single electric motor mounted over the front axle, driving the front wheels of course. The rated output for that motor is 105 kilowatts, which is equivalent to 140 horsepower, and there's around 265 Newton meters of torque. Mazda did not reveal the 0 to 100 performance figure, but as far as range is concerned, this is estimated at 200 kilometers per full charge from a 35.5 kilowatt hour lithium-ion battery pack, which is mounted on the floor of the MX-30. The interior architecture and the dashboard is actually very similar to the new generation Mazda 3, and that's not a bad thing because the dashboard on the Mazda 3 looks fabulous. However, the MX-30 differs in that it has a floating center console, and on the floating center console you can find an electronic gear selector. That's a first for Mazda, as well as a touch panel that you can control your air conditioning. One of the talking points of the MX-30 obviously is Freestyle Door, or what we know as Suicide Door. If you remember, the RX-8 actually had this arrangement as well. Now, how it works is that you actually have to open the front side door first, and the front side door actually opens to a very, very wide aperture, up to 82 degrees. And then after that, you release the Freestyle Door, which actually opens up to 80 degrees. So what this means is that you can actually get to the back relatively easily, and the rear bench actually looks like one of the sofas that Mazda actually designed. So it's pretty cool. Now, one of the materials used in the MX-30's interior is actually cork. Now, cork is a naturally derived product with a very low environmental impact. The MX-30 uses cork left from the production of bottle stoppers. The material's inherent warmth, gentle touch, and a cushioning effect are actually used to line the console tray section as well as the door grips. Another sustainable material that can be found in the interior of the MX-30 is breathing fiber. Essentially, this is referring to the fabric that is made from recycled PET bottles. Now, this fabric is actually chosen for its density. It actually lines the upper section of the door trim. Previously, you would have found either plastic or leather on the upper door trim. So this has changed, and we think it looks attractive. So what can we sum up from the Mazda MX-30? Well, this is only the first production EV that Mazda is building. There'll be more to come. There'll be a hybrid, there'll be a plug-in hybrid, There will even be a range extender powered by the rotary engine. The MX-30 is just the first step towards full electrification, and the Sustainable Zoom 2030 roadmap has started at the 46th Tokyo Motor Show. For more, please log on to AutoBuzz.my.